Hey Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In this video I'm going to show you how every single NFL game of week 2 was scripted. We're going to begin with the 49ers at the Panthers because it is just blatant what they did in this game. Notice the Carolina Panthers won 46-27. Last year the Panthers played in Super Bowl 50 hosted by the 49ers, which was also the 46th Super Bowl of the modern era. The first 4 Super Bowls were before the AFL-NFL merger, so Super Bowl 5 was the first of the modern era, Super Bowl 50 the 46th of the modern era. Panthers win with 46 points, but there's a whole lot to this 46 here. Levi's Stadium is the name of the 49ers stadium that hosted the 46th Super Bowl of the modern era. Check this out. Cam Newton got his 46th regular season win, winning with 46 points over the 49ers. And if you count his playoff record, he also got his 49th total win against the 49ers. This is truly how scripted the NFL is. I can't say it enough. Every game is scripted by the numbers. When they build these season schedules, they're all tributes. It's very amazing the work that goes behind this. But this is truly how it's done. Your NFL is scripted to the point, to the stat line, to the hash mark. It's undeniable. Here's what else is awesome. Cam Newton, his birthday is May 11th, which is the 131st day of the year. And 131 is the Super Bowl number. When you write out Super Bowl, it equals 131. Championship, 131. 57, 131. World Series equals 57. If you pay attention to this number, it always shows up big around championships. The Cleveland Cavaliers won 57 games in the regular season last year. Villanova won the college championship with their 57th tournament win ever. Major number. Last year, they said that 57 kids in Indiana were named after Peyton Manning, a story they ran all year. All part of the big joke. From Cam Newton's birthday on the 131st day of the year to yesterday's game against the 49ers who hosted the Super Bowl, 131 days. See how they do it? Newton throws for 4 touchdowns. Panthers drop 49ers. He also became the record touchdown holder for the Carolina Panthers with 122. And why is that so funny? It's because San Francisco, who hosted the Super Bowls on the 122nd meridian. So scripted. Now let's go through every other game played. The only one so far not played this week is Eagles traveling to Bears for Monday Night Football. The Bears are going to win that game. I'll get to why. But let's review all these games. Thursday Night Football. Before the game was played, I said the Jets would win. I said look for Todd Bowles, the coach of the Jets, to become 11-7 against the Bills. Buffalo Bills equals 117. They did that tribute at the end of the game, resetting the clock at a minute 17 as the Bills were losing. The final score of the game was 37-31, a sum of 68 points. I pointed out before the game that there was a narrative here with Super Bowl III and Joe Namath. The Jets won the AFL championship in 68 and then won the Super Bowl at the end of the 68 season over the Baltimore Colts. The Bills have started their season losing against Baltimore, and now the Jets, the teams from Super Bowl III. Well, then it was the Baltimore Colts, now it's the Baltimore Ravens, but it's still that city. Coming into this game, Ryan Fitzpatrick was 33 years old. He had 33 career touchdown passes with the Jets. Joe Namath equals 33. The coach of the Jets in 68, his name in gematria sums to 37, like the number of points they won with. This game, it was also 54 days before the election. 54 is significant because Jets equals 54, Bills equals 54. It's New York versus New York. The election's Clinton versus Trump, New York versus New York. This was also the 111th game all-time between the two teams. In the regular season, the Jets and the Bills, New York equals 111. Today, there's a bombing hoax suspect ID'd in New York City. His name equals 111. Propaganda by the numbers. Freemasons run your media. They run your football. They script it all. On my blog, I said the Steelers would defeat the Bengals. It was very clear to see. There was major synchronicity with the head coach and Ben Roethlisberger. Clear read on this one. Steelers over the Bengals. Notice the Steelers won 24-16, a sum of 40 points. Here's what's interesting. Pittsburgh has gematria 50. If you write out 24, it sums to 50. Remember, last year the Broncos won Super Bowl 50 with 24 points. The Broncos had lost to the 49ers in Super Bowl 24. When they lost in Super Bowl 24, they lost 55-10 to the 49ers. Last year, the Broncos were 55 years old, and so was John Elway, who lost in Super Bowl 24. All scripted by the numbers. The entire league has been scripted since the very first Super Bowl. First Super Bowl was played on a date with 83 numerology. Football equals 83. This gematria is thousands of years old. Football is a little more than a century old. Do the math. Freemasons created gematria way before they created football as we know it. Steelers also has gematria of 31, 40, and 49. The game summed to 40 points. What's interesting about 40, if you write 40, it sums to 84. Just like if you write Jesuit, it sums to 84. Just like United States of America sums to 84. The owner of the Saints, a Jesuit, a Freemason. The Steelers are in their 84th year of existence this year. Antonio Brown, number 84. On October 2nd, that game's going to come 84 days after his birthday. I'm interested to see what Antonio Brown does October 2nd. United States of America equals 84 and also 102 with the S exceptions. 10/2. October 2nd, kind of like 102. Notice that Dalton had 54 passing attempts. Like I said, the first game to kick off the week, Jets-Bills. Jets 54, Bills 54. Last year, the Jets got their 54th win against the Patriots on a date with 54 numerology. There was a lot of 54 and 45 theming this week, and I think it's a tribute to the way the week began with Thursday Night Football. This is something I've documented in seasons past. I'm trying to figure it out more and more each year, but as we go through this, we'll see there was a lot of 45 and 54 this week. So Titans and Lions. In this game, we got a major tribute to Megatron, who retired this offseason, and more. Check this out. Tennessee Titans won the game on a comeback. Gematria 54. They got the win this week. Mariota with the 33 passing attempts, played his college ball in Oregon, the 33rd state. Stafford with 40 attempts. Coming into the game, the all-time record between the teams, the Titans had won 8 and the Lions had won 3. Yesterday was their 12th meeting. The Titans have now won 9 times, and the Lions are stuck at 3. And with regards to the record now being 9-3, Titans over Lions, look at this. Megatron, the big weighs 93. Megatron, the small weighs 39. In week 1, the Lions won with 39 points with a very weird safety at the end. The word safety equals 76. It came a span of 76 days from the death of Zerlon Tipton in Detroit, the Colts running back from the Deflategate game. He supposedly accidentally shot himself. Safety. This week, their game, there was another bizarre safety to start the game in one of the weeks, or one of the games this week. So anyway, the new record's 9-3, and the scoring in this game, look at this. The scoring in the game in the first half, the Lions scored 9, and then they scored 3. And then they became 9-3 all time against the Titans after winning in week 1 with 39 points. You see how stupid this is? The NFL is such a joke. So Ravens-Browns. The day before this game, the the assistant coach of the team dropped dead at age 65. Prince, the big way, equals 65. He did a song called Baltimore Song last year. Anyhow, Ravens ended up winning 25-20. Remember, the Baltimore Ravens came from the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns lost their team. They became the Baltimore Ravens. Then they reestablished their team shortly after that. Last year, the winners of both games won with 33 points. Cleveland's the only city in the NFL that sums to 33. Cleveland and Ravens both have Cleveland connections, you know. So anyway, yesterday they win with a combined 45 points. 45 points, and I noticed the winning quarterback, Flacco, on the game had 45 attempts. The QB from Cleveland had 33. Cleveland 33. What I think might be going on with all the 45 and 54 tributes is that yesterday's game came 45 days before what will be Game 7 of the 112th World Series. 112th World Series, Game 7's on November 2nd. That's the way they have it scheduled, 11/2. It'll be 45 days after yesterday's games. If you write out 45 as a word, it sums to 54. If you write out 54 as a word, it sums back to 54 as well. There's a relationship between 45 and 54. Baseball equals 54. Last night, Sunday night baseball finished with a score of 4-5. Wrigley equals 45. Cubs 45. As I've said since spring training, a lot lines up for the Cubs this year. It's very possible that yesterday's football games, the reason that they emphasized the numbers 45 and 54, also have to do with the upcoming election. With regards to Hillary having the New York connections, we talked about the Jets-Bills game and the election, 54 versus 54, 54 days before November 8th, election day. Hillary, New York, and Chicago connection. She was born in Chicago. Here's the baseball game yesterday. Yankees-Red Sox. Great score for baseball. So Cowboys-Redskins. The Cowboys won this game. This is one of the games that sort of surprised me. The Redskins yesterday had a chance to earn their 43rd win all-time against the Cowboys on a date with 43 numerology, and I thought since it was their home game, they would do it. But, you know, the NFL loves to hate on teams like the Cleveland Browns, the Washington Redskins. They're not safe teams to ever bet on. So anyway, the Redskins ended up getting upset. They were up 23-20, a sum of 43 points, going for their 43rd win on the date with 43 numerology yesterday. Instead, the Cowboys got a late touchdown and won the game. I think it was a big tribute to Dak Prescott. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys, much bigger following than the Redskins. But check this out. The name Dak Prescott equals 42 and 51. 42, that number they love to stamp on black men. Here's a very bizarre name, Dak Prescott, 42. With the S exception, that name also sums to 51, the number of conspiracy. It's the season of Super Bowl 51. 51 days from Dak Prescott's birthday, he got his first win in the NFL. You see that? 51 days later, got his first win in Washington, the home of the nation's capital, where we have the first black president. If you write out 42 as a word, it sums to 142. President Obama sums to 142. The Redskins are stuck at 42 wins. Dak Prescott, 42 himself, comes in and gets his first win in D.C. 51 days later, in the federal capital, this is the way it was scripted. And this is where it can become difficult sometime to read the games. I looked at both of these, and based off of my knowledge and research, I thought the Redskins would likely take the game. They did not. The Cowboys got it. So learn from our mistakes. I'll remember this in the future. The team that's more popular, if they have the narrative going in their favor as well, it's probably safer to bet that way. Sometimes things are obvious. Gamblers know not to bet on the Redskins. Now here's one of my favorite games of the week. Before this game, I previewed that the Saints and Giants matchup was going to be the 29th matchup all time between these two teams. And there were all these synchronicities with Archie Manning, the father of Eli Manning, who plays for the Giants. Archie Manning used to be the quarterback of the Saints. So look at this. The word football the small way equals 29. It was the 29th game all time. And by the Giants winning, the Giants are now 16-13 against the Saints. The Giants are now 16-13 against the Saints. What's the score? The score is 16-13, exactly what the record is between these two teams. So scripted. And in the preview video that I did for this, I talked specifically about Eli being in his 13th season. It's so bad. Sean Payton equals 130, dropped the 0 from the end, 13. Drew Brees came into the game with 130 career wins, dropped the 0, 13. Archie Manning's full name is Alicia Archibald Manning III, 130. Look at this. All 13s. And this game was at 13-13 at the end, and then the winning field goal to make it 16-13. Don't tell me the NFL's not scripted. Also, this was the only game yesterday that was 0-0 after the first quarter. They made a point about it. The last game to get points of the morning games. The reason why, and I talked about this in the preseason when the Giants got shut out. 0 has gematria of 64, like New York Giants, just like New Orleans Saints. It was a tribute 0-0 in the numbers. Drew Brees finished with 44 attempts, winner of Super Bowl 44. In the preview video, I showed how Will Smith equals 44, and his death was synced up with this game. Died on April 9th. Notice Eli Manning had 41 attempts. Super Bowl equals 41. The Giants are 4-1 in Super Bowls. They've only lost one Super Bowl to Baltimore. Baltimore equals 41. That game was 34-7, a sum of 41 points. Every NFL game scripted to the point, to the stat line, to the hash mark. Can't say it enough. So we covered the 49ers, Panthers. Now Dolphins, Patriots. Dolphins in Gematria sums to 43. Yesterday had 43 numerology, and they fell to the Patriots at home. Not a surprise. Date numerology 43, Dolphins 43. Seattle Seahawks equals 43. The Dolphins opened against the Seahawks. The original Miami team was the Miami Seahawks, which is why they were playing the Seahawks in Week 1. Miami Seahawks became the Seattle Seahawks. True seeker. I'm looking out my window right now. Could just be a coincidence. There's a police that just pulled up in front of my house. If I have to pause the video, you know where I went. Huh. All right, so anyway, moving on. Miami passing. 45 attempts for Ryan Tannehill. Big number on the day. Jimmy Garoppolo had 27 attempts. Yesterday's date numerology, there was numerology of 63, 36, 27, and 43. For the Garoppolo passing attempts, 27, 9 more, 36. That connects to yesterday's date numerology. I want to show you what was up with Jimmy Garoppolo's injury. This is so awesome. It was number 47 who supposedly injured Garoppolo. And I saw this play. He got hit hard. He could possibly be hurt. He could also be faking his injury because you know what? In the NFL, a lot of hits like this happen and a lot of QBs get right back up and throw. You know? I watched a lot of 49ers football when I was younger. In recent years, I've seen Alex Smith get smashed like this about 100 times. He did end up getting a shoulder injury, but he took so many hits like this and got right back up and played. Jimmy Garoppolo could be just fine. I want to show you how this was a big tribute to Tom Brady. Tom Brady's born August 3rd. From his birthday to yesterday's game was 47 days. And 47, that special number in the NFL. The first Super Bowl in the 47th season of the league. Super Bowl 47 had the 33-minute blackout. This year it's Super Bowl 51, the 47th Super Bowl of the modern era. Here we have 47 taking out Garoppolo, who's filling in for Tom Brady because he's serving the Deflategate suspension, which is all just part of a big joke. But look at this. 47 days after his birthday, 47 takes out the guy replacing him. And again, yesterday, 27 numerology. Garoppolo comes out after the 27th pass. 27, this fateful number connected to death and destruction. Tom Brady's 83 birthday. Let's not forget that football equals 83. Peyton Manning born on the 83rd day of the year. From yesterday's injury to Garoppolo's upcoming birthday is 45 days, and New England equals 45. His birthday, November 2nd, can be written 11/2 or 2/11. The number 211 is the 47th prime, kind of like his birthday, getting taken out by number 47. And this year, the Super Bowl's in Houston, having that gematria of 112. Houston Texans hosting Super Bowl 51. Conspiracy equals 51. The Miami Dolphins are 51 years old this year. You see this? Your entire league is a rigged joke. And the way they probably really did draw up that play was for Jimmy Garoppolo to get smashed. Fans watch for the excitement, for the violence, so they have to script that into the game. Those of you who, when I make these videos, go, "Are you serious that they would script an injury?" Yeah, I am serious. That's why these guys get paid so much. How many of you would go to work and, get your bones smashed so that you could get paid $20 million for the year? I bet you the sign-up list would be from here to the moon. So check this out. The guy they brought in, his name's Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett equals 51? Huh? Year's Super Bowl 51? Brissett alone equals 31? Patriots won with 31 points. Brissett, his first time getting some action. This was also the 99th game all-time between Miami and New England. Easy one to pick. New England 99, 99th game between the two teams. In New England, a lot of people ask me to do a video for New England. Why? I mean, Did you think the Dolphins were going to come to New England and win? Come on, guys. Dolphins, one of those teams that mostly gets punked in the NFL. So here was the AFC South match, Chiefs-Texans. Texans ended up winning it. The winning quarterback coming over from the Broncos, Osweiler, with the 33 attempts. The man who established the Texans in history, 33 name, I got a lot of videos on him. The Texans coach, he came into the game with 33 games under his belt. That was his 34th game that he got the win. Came in with 33 games. QB had 33 passing attempts. Bill O'Brien. What else happened? Seahawks and Rams. So we had the first game in the Coliseum in years. This is the 97th year of the NFL. Notice that Coliseum equals 97. They're bringing it back for the 97th season, and all tributes in the numbers. The Rams won 9-3, 3-9. Remember, the Zionist Jews, they go by the 39 books in the Old Testament. Russell Wilson, a guy with a life lesson number of 39. Last year on his birthday, they defeated the Steelers with 39 points. I think this week they had to pay due in Los Angeles. The Seahawks, they struggle against the Rams. Here's another surprising loss from the fans. Notice that it was all field goals. 3, 3, 3, 3. In 1993, also, I want to look up the Rams' 93 season. Their last was 94. Then they moved to St. Louis. But they went 5-11 in 93. I have a feeling the Rams might finish 5-11 this year. The reason why is because the numbers of Saturn, 93 and 511. Saturn equals 511 Jewish gematria. Bob Marley in history died on May 11th. Bob Marley equals 93. The name Marley alone equals 74. Like Masonic, his solo career began in 1974. Bob equals 19. Marley 74. Bob Marley's solo career, 1974. Dead on May 11th. Be careful, Cam Newton. Russell Wilson also got stopped with 54 wins yesterday. Stuck on that number, the number this week. So I think this game had a lot to do with Russell Wilson. The number 54, it also connects to the sun. The word sun, like sun in the sky, equals 54, and they say the sun's 93 million miles away. They love to pair these numbers 54 and 93. I think this game had a lot to do with the Rams' 93 season and Russell Wilson's future. Case Keenum had 30 passing attempts. Two other numbers of Saturn are 21 and 30. 21, 30, 93, 511. Those are the numbers you want to know for Saturn. Seahawks were another team with 43 gematria, the only Super Bowl they ever won. They won it with 43 points over the Broncos. The one where it started with the safety, 12 seconds into the game. Seattle has the 12th man. Yesterday's date, 43 numerology. The teams with the 43 connections didn't do so well yesterday. Seems that they fell on their number. So the Cardinals won 40-7. The week before they lost with a 47-yard shank field goal. 40 stands out for Arizona. Arizona equals 84. 40 equals 84. I said that the Patriots would beat the Cardinals week 1 because the way things lined up with the numbers 44, 84, 224. The Cardinals were 10-point favorites, but it wasn't fooling me. Too much lined up for the Patriots and Jimmy G. Especially the Patriots on September 11th, the team that was made to be the champions, all because of September 11th. The Patriots, the Patriot Act, scripted football, scripted news. Tom Brady sitting at 223 games. Remember, Bill Belichick started the season with 223 wins. Masonic 223. Oh, yeah, and that's what else is awesome. Carson Palmer got his 84th regular season win in this game with 40 points. Arizona, 84. Arizona Cardinals in Pythagorean Gematria sums to 84 if you use the S exception. 84th win. See how perfect it all is? So scripted. National Football League also equals 85 if you count Carson Palmer's one playoff win. He got his 85th win yesterday. Remember, the Cardinals, one of the two teams to start the NFL in Chicago, where they're originally from. Chicago hasn't won the championship since 85. The Bears. Birthplace of football, National Football League 85. That character Rod Tidwell in the Cardinal, or Jerry Maguire plays for the Cardinals, wears the number 85. Tidwell equals 85. So Jaguars, Chargers. Jacksonville equals 43. Chargers equals 43. The game was 38-14, a sum of 52 points. Chargers with the S exceptions 52. Jacksonville with the S exceptions 52. So numbers connecting to the date, connecting to the game. And San Diego won with 38 points. Next week they travel to Indianapolis. Pretty sure the Colts are going to get their first win in week 3 like they have done in many years past. For all of you panicking on the Colts, don't worry at all. They play in the worst division in football, the AFC South. They've been 0-2 many times before, including the year they went to Deflategate. AFC Championship. Falcons, Raiders. Sum of 63 points. Game came on a date with 63 numerology. You count every number up to 63, it sums to 2016. Derek Carr had the 45 passing attempts. This win comes for the Falcons coach just after his birthday. Last week he lost on his birthday, September 11th. This week gets the first win of the season against the Raiders. So Colts Broncos. This game was full of it. This game was so scripted. If you saw the start of the fourth quarter, they said that Andrew Luck had 86 passing yards on the game. Broncos equals 86. Deflategate equals 86. It was the Broncos who got rid of the Deflategators, who beat the Colts 2 years ago in the AFC Championship. These games are scripted to the point, to the stat line, to the hash mark. I did think Andrew Luck was going to come out and win this game and turn the tide of his career. It didn't happen, but I'm not worried about the Colts at all. We're going to talk about how this game ended, which was very reminiscent of the way Super Bowl 50 ended, and not by coincidence. This game was scripted to the second. The Colts head coach came in with 41 wins. I thought he was going to get his 42nd, but perhaps that was foolish. Remember, this was Andrew Luck's 57th regular season game ever, 63rd game total if you count the playoffs. The Broncos are in their 57th season. 57's the Super Bowl number. In week 1, the Broncos defeated the Panthers with a game summing to 41 points. Super Bowl in gematria equals 41. Broncos also has gematria of 41. Broncos won Super Bowl 50. Week 1, Carolina missed the field goal from 50 yards out for the Broncos win, summing to 41 points. Now the Colts come into town with Pagano, and he leaves still with just 41 wins. Not a coincidence. Remember, Peyton Manning, who won the Super Bowl last year, came from the Colts after Andrew Luck was drafted number 1 overall out of Stanford. Once upon a time, John Elway became the Broncos quarterback after being drafted number 1 overall out of Stanford by the Baltimore Colts. Baltimore also equals 41. The Colts, the winners of Super Bowl 41 that Prince performed in. So this game, the final score was 34-20, a sum of 54 points. Last year, the Broncos won Super Bowl 50, 24-10, a sum of 34 points. Early in the season in October, I said the Broncos would win the Super Bowl based on a bogus road crash story in Los Angeles that was an exit with 3/4 of a mile on it. Anyway, look at this. The Colts lost by 14. Super Bowl equals 41. 14, which is a number, is a reflection of 41. When you write it out, 14 sums to 41. Baltimore 41. This was Andrew Luck's 57th start, losing to the Broncos, the defending Super Bowl champions in their 57th season. Trevor Siemian had 33 attempts. Broncos, once the winners of Super Bowl 33 on a date with 33 numerology, played on January 31st, 1-3-1 like Super Bowl. Luck finished with 197 passing yards, the 45th prime. If you write out 54, if you write out 45, they both sum to 54. Numbers on the game, sum of 54 points. Luck's passing stats connecting. Here's why I thought Luck was going to win this game. I thought a lot lined up for him. I thought it was going to be about turning the tide, but I see now. It's just about the ongoing narrative. And part of what I've been saying, I still expect the Colts to be in the Super Bowl. 0-2 is not a big deal when you're in the AFC South. You could just count their record as 2-2 right now because they have 2 games against the Jaguars, But look at this. Date was 63 numerology. It was Luck's 63rd total start, if you count his playoff starts. It was a date with a life lesson number at 36. Luck was going for his 36th win. It was a date with 27 numerology. He just turned 27, September 12th. It was his first game at age 27. It was also a date with 43 numerology, and the word champion equals 43. So perhaps that was the clue that I really should have, paid more attention to. Perhaps it was a day for the champion to win and Andrew Luck, to get a little lesson. I want to show you the play that set up the game being put away. The Colts got the ball back with 1:51. It was 1st and 10, down 20-26. What I was thinking at this point was, wow, what if Andrew Luck goes down the field and scores and Indianapolis wins 27-26 on the date with 27 numerology right after he turned 27? And I was looking at the time, I was saying, last year the Panthers were 15-1. Here it is, 1:51. The number 151 is also the 36th prime number. Luck was going for his 36th win. Instead, what happened is he snapped the ball back. He stood there. Von Miller came, swatted the ball out of his hand. It got picked up by the Broncos and ran back for a touchdown. It was very reminiscent of how the Panthers lost last year. They had the ball late, sacked fumble. Denver recovers, scores more points, puts the game away 24-10. This was a tribute play to Super Bowl 50, scripted. He was supposed to get the sack fumble. Denver was supposed to get the touchdown. His pick six to how do you even say that guy's name? You know who I'm saying. Luck threw the pick six to Tali. Can't think how to pronounce that guy's name. That play was so obvious and deliberate. None of the Colts even tried to take him down. It was pathetic. Everything in the NFL is a joke. Did you see the way Sunday Night Football ended? We're getting to it. Aaron Rodgers threw up 3 balls before they got picked. But anyway, all this stuff, a rigged joke. Something I pointed out in the preview video that I should have given more emphasis to, this game also came exactly 32 weeks after the Super Bowl. Denver 32, Broncos equals 32 and 41, America equals 32, NFL 32, 32 teams in the NFL. Broncos won Super Bowl 32 as well. For those of you who put money on the Colts for a Super Bowl, don't worry. The Colts play in Houston 112 days before the Super Bowl. The script's still in. This is just the way it's going to begin. It's the narrative of the underdog. Yeah, they're down 0-2. Their whole team's injured. Just wait. It's going to be the Andrew Luck comeback narrative. Remember when he was young in the playoffs against the Chiefs and came back from like 41 points down, whatever it was? You'll see. The NFL is a rigged joke. One last point I want to make about 1:51. That's also 111 seconds, the New York number. And what have I been saying? A lot lines up for the Colts and Giants to appear in the Super Bowl. So Sunday Night Football, the only game we have left, Packers at Vikings. In my preview video, I said the Vikings should win this game. It was the 110th game all time between the two teams. Minnesota equals 110. Plus, they were opening up this U.S. Bank Stadium with Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford equals 56. 56th season of the Vikings. Too much going in Minnesota's way for them to lose. Notice that the Vikings won 17-14, combined 31 points. The day Sam Bradford came to Minnesota, Oklahoma, which is Sam Bradford's school, was defeated in an upset by Houston. The game summed to 56 points. There was a 5.6 magnitude quake even felt in Houston that day. Somehow there's this ongoing riddle, and I think this really was a tribute back to Oklahoma, the final score being 31 points. The number 31 is also the 11th prime number. Football is a game of 11 on 11. At the end of the game, Rodgers threw up 3 balls that were all to be picked. He threw up 3. I'm not sure he was supposed to have all these passing attempts. Maybe he was. I think those balls were supposed to get picked. It was so obvious that he was just trying to throw an interception. You could just see it, the way he threw the ball. I don't know how sports fans can't see how fake sports are. It's just so embarrassingly bad. The 3rd ball he threw up got picked. It was game over. Sam Bradford finished with 31 attempts. Here's where it got really creepy. There was a timeout called with 1:44 left, and the camera, after the timeout was called, went right to this and zoomed in on 44 and just sat there. If you write 44, it sums to 144. Prince Nelson which is the name for Prince, who died in Minnesota this year on the 112th day of the year at age 57. 57, the Super Bowl number. 112, the Houston number, the Super Bowl in Houston. From Prince's day to death, April 21st, to the game, or the opening of the Vikings season, was 144 days. And to yesterday's game, it was 151 days. Prince also died on the 44th parallel in Chanhassen, right outside of Minneapolis. This right here was a tribute to Prince. Yesterday's game for the home opener, they sang Purple Rain at halftime. Purple Rain equals 58, like Freemasonry. Kobe Bryant retired April 18th, 3 days before his death, played for the Purple and Gold, the Purple Rain. The Lakers originally from Minnesota. The day Kobe retired, it was a date with 58 numerology. Los Angeles Lakers equals 58. Prince's death is connected to all the sports championships this year. I showed how his death was connected to the NBA Finals when he died. His cause of death came out the same day as Game 1. His death is connected to the upcoming Super Bowl as well as the World Series. It's the 112th World Series. World Series equals 57. Prince's death has all these parallels coming out of it. Notice in this shot, number 97 was helping up 44. It might have even been scripted. He might have been told to do this after the play. It's the 97th year of the NFL. Stuff's sick if you know what to look for. So now all that's left is Eagles and Bears. The Bears should win this game tonight. Let me get to why. I just want to point this out. ESPN's front page, they had this up. The new Patriots quarterback and Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is now 7-8 at home. Disappointing loss from the Redskins. But anyway, let's look at this Bears Eagles Monday Night Football. The date of the game has Chicago connections in a big way. It'll be the 44th game all time between the two teams. Today has 44 numerology. It's also September 19th, which can be written 19/9, which is the 46th prime. Chicago equals 46, the big way, 37, the small way, like the date numerology. The Bears are going for their 30th win all time in this series. 30 has gematria of 37, like Chicago. It'll be the 41st regular season game. The game's in Chicago on the 41st parallel. If you count the 3 playoff games, it's also the 44th game between the two teams. Show you this. The coach of the Eagles, he has 1 win, new coach. From his birthday, which is January 31st, to today's game, 231 days. Or 33 weeks. He's playing on Monday Night Football. MNF is 33. PHI, how they abbreviate the Eagles on the screen, 33. John Fox comes into the game with 225 wins, the coach of the Bears. He comes in with 225 games under his belt. Notice he coached 144 with Carolina. He coached Carolina and the Broncos. The coaches who replaced them met in the Super Bowl last year. It was the 46th Super Bowl of the modern era. Chicago 46. Ron Rivera played for the last Bears team to win. Anyhow, comes in with 225 games under his belt, 225 days from his birthday. The name Fox equals 18, Bears equals 18. This is going to be his 18th game with the Bears. I don't see how the Bears lose this game the way things line up. Can you guys hear my phone? That's my girlfriend. Oh my God, women are so impatient. If you have a girlfriend, it's easier not to have one. If you're single, feel blessed. Jay Cutler, the quarterback of the Bears, also 33 years old. From his birthday to today's game, 144 days. 144 days. When you write out 44, it sums to 144. 44th game all time between the two teams on the 44 numerology. Cutler also comes in with 137 games under his belt. 137 is the 33rd prime number. Last week, the Bears lost to the Texans, sum of 37 points, Chicago tribute. The season began with the draft in Chicago. It's going to end with the Super Bowl in Houston. So there it is, your rigged week of football. Until next time.